Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So if you haven't guessed already by the title, this is going to be my top 5 go-to astrology decks. So they're in no particular order of what I love more, but these are my 5 decks I'm always gravitating towards, the ones that I think are the best astrology decks you can get out there. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Numinous Astro deck, which is beautiful. It's very purpley, and it comes with the most amazing book, because what I find with astrology decks is really good to have a knowledgeable book that can learn and teach you astrology, and that is very much what this book does. It teaches you how to read like your natal birth chart, how to use the cards, and it goes through each card, the planets, the zodiacs, the 12 signs, the houses. So it's very in-depth. Okay, so the book is definitely one you can learn from, so I highly recommend it for the book alone. But moving on to the cards, so as you can see, we have all these keywords which correspond to what the card means. So we have moon, and then we have the keyword, which is feelings, and then these little keywords that you can work with. So it's very easy to use. You know, we have Venus, love, we have the zodiacs, and they tell you all the kind of personality traits. I love how there's like so much imagery on each card as well. So again, if you want to learn astrology, it's very easy to learn with this deck, because it's all written on the cards for you. So even though the book's very detailed, I feel like you can get so much information just from the cards alone. And I use these all the time when I'm doing zodiac readings, and yeah, they're just very nice and pastel-y with some bright colours on. And yeah, I would highly recommend this deck if you want to learn astrology. So the next deck I have is the Star Codes Astro Oracle, and I love the kind of geometric shapes of this deck. It kind of looks like a little grid, and then someone's kind of like drawn in between the lines. I just love the art style. So it comes with a really good guidebook as well, which basically just goes through each card very simply. Okay, so you can learn again your houses, your planets, your zodiacs, all in this deck. And there's other elements that they use as well in astrology with this deck. So you can go from beginner to more intermediate to advanced by learning more and more about the cards. I'm still learning now about them, but as you can see, these are the backs, which I think is beautiful, very kind of galactic and spacey. So as you can see, super easy to read. You have the planet, and then it has the keyword underneath, and I feel like again you get so much from the imagery, okay, of the cards. So you can pull a message from the keyword and also what you're seeing on the card to really play with like your intuition. But as you can see, I just really love the art style. It's kind of simple, but then just a really nice color kind of palette that's been used like with these cards. I just think, yeah, my card here, Taurus, very easy to read. Like again, you don't really need to even know anything about astrology. You can just use these as like an oracle. So the next deck is the Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards. I mean, it is a moon oracle deck. It is based around the moon cycles, and it has a really good book where, so you can see last quarter moon in Virgo, you know, the position of the moon, you know, it will tell you what it means in that sign. So I love using this deck for when I'm doing like full moon or new moon rituals. That's basically when I work with the moon, especially new moons. They're super powerful. So as you can see, it tells you what to do on like a new moon. It has like a manifestation. It's just a really good book. So I always use this when it's a new moon. I will pull out the new moon card, and as you can see, the backs are stunning. Obviously we have the moon with these beautiful colors and crystals on each corners, like, oh, it's just beautiful. And as you can see here, we have the zodiac symbol at the top. So we have the Aries symbol, then we have the first quarter moon, so what the stage of the moon is at, and you'll have like a little affirmation, so you can kind of like work out what it means to have the first quarter moon in Aries. And I love these cards, the fact that, you know, there is images within this deck that you can also use your intuition to kind of work with, but the colors are phenomenal. The kind of greens, blues, purples, and yeah, they use the animal symbols, which I love. It's a very, very powerful deck. I think this is better than their first deck, which was that called Moonology as well? Yeah, I think this one's better. This one's just got more going on with the imagery. The other one was more plain. It just was like moons in a galaxy, but this I just find, oh, it is stunning, and again, it's easy to work with. So again, if you want to get into your moon cycles, your moon phases, which helps you with astrology, I would recommend this deck. So the next deck I'm going to talk about is Oracle of the Radiant Sun. These are astrology cards to illuminate your life, and this box is amazing. I love anything with the symbol of the sun. Now I have to mention this book. This book is everything. Okay, this book will teach you everything you need to know about astrology. So it goes up to the 12 houses, so you know what house the number is in. You know, it has a symbol for, obviously here we have Venus, so Venus in Leo, and the Leo symbol is there. So you can combine all of the elements of what that means, okay? So we know we're dealing with a love situation. So it's very informative, okay, with all these cards. They go through different planets. So it's very easy to read from this book. It's super detailed, and as you can see, it has some great spreads. It talks about everything, and I love this little chart at the front, okay, the language of astrology. I normally just go to this chart because it helps you to really understand what the houses mean, the planets and the signs, and it has like a little calculation here, which is really good if you're learning, because you want to start with your planet plus the sign, the zodiac sign, and then plus the house, what house it's in, and then you'll have what that means, okay? So here we have the sun, which is your drive to succeed. We add the Scorpio, which is passion and self and mastery, and we add the third house, which is all about mental ability and communication. So it just, I think this is one of the best astrology books that I've read. There's just so much information in here, and the cards are just endless. You can get endless messages from this. So beautiful backs, very simple. The sun, it's a very big deck as well. There's 84 cards in this oracle, so bigger than a tarot. It's quite a thick deck, but you will see here, which I showed you this card in that book actually, the affair card. So as you can see, you actually have so much symbolism around these cards. Like, he's holding a knife. Like, there's just so much you can do. Look, we have the money symbol. There is so much you can do with not just looking at the astrology side. You also have hidden messages within these cards. There's something very like almost timeless, and it has a sense of like a vintagey feel to me for some reason, even though the color palette is quite bright and pastel-y in that way. It just has such a unique kind of old style feel to it. I can't explain how it feels in my hands, but yeah, this is one of my favorite oracle decks to work with when it comes to astrology. So it helps you to learn because you get the keyword, so you go with your keyword and then you add those together and you can get a whole message, and then with the symbolism. It has like happy messages and then more deeper messages as well. So the last deck I want to talk about is an astrology and zodiac oracle deck that I purchased on Etsy, and I will leave the shop link in the description bar in case you want to check it out. But this is one of my favorites as well. It comes with a little spread, so it tells you what each houses are, what the zodiacs are and what they mean, so that's easy to kind of work with. You have beautiful images in the center here of each zodiac sign, again with what your zodiac sign means, and also the dates, what they go to, the planets they're in. So we have all the kind of zodiac signs. We have the houses. This is what the houses look like, again super in depth with all the keywords. So again, it's just easy to learn with this deck. Okay, and then we have all the kind of the planets as well, like Venus. But I love all these images of these like sim looking characters. They're so pretty. Yeah, I love this deck. I just came across it on Etsy and I just knew I had to have it, but this is one I use a lot in my zodiac readings. So these are the 5 decks that are my top 5 astrology decks to work with. Okay, so I might do more videos like this with my top oracle decks, top tarot decks in certain categories. Okay, so if you like me putting my decks into categories, and you know, like animals, crystals, astrology, let me know in the comments, because I'm thinking of filming some more of my collection to show you. So thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment, let me know what decks you like, or if there's an astrology deck you think I'd like, and I'm sending you so much love and light.